Cadet, welcome to this training sortie in which you will learn how to employ the K-13A guided missiles, use rockets against other airplanes, and follow the ground control intercept instructions. The Wimpel K-13 is a short-range rear-aspect heat-seeking air-to-air missile, also known under other names R3S or Object 310. It has a maximum range of 8 kilometers and flight duration of 21 seconds. When it comes to its development, I'm sure you heard the story about the reversed engineered American missile that failed to explode and got stuck in the MiG-17. Don't believe everything you hear, apart from two things: that it is perfectly possible for a MiG to survive such an event, and that the imperialist weapons tend to be a duds. In this mission you will also be carrying S-5M unguided rockets, which are effective against soft targets on the ground, but can also be used to engage medium-sized and large aircraft. They are carried in Oro 57K pod, each with 8 rockets. Let's begin. Take off, climb to 3000 meters and continue flying southwest. Let me know when you are ready to proceed. In this mission you will be using live rounds against 2 drones. As you will be directed by ground controller, I want you to keep the radar turned off for this sortie. Turn on the sight and side heating switches. In order to use both missiles and rockets, you need to supply power to system. Do that by turning on the O57K switch. On the ASP5N control panel, move the selector knob to the rightmost position. This arms the guided missiles. You should start hearing the characteristic tracking sound. For the missiles you can choose the type of salvo used. In the right position 1RO, single missile will be fired with each trigger press. In the middle auto position, both missiles will be fired with an interval of 1.2 seconds. The left position 4RO is not used for the air-to-air missiles. Time to tune to the ground control intercept frequency. Press button 3 on your radio. Now contact the controller and request the bogey dope.
600-й, 6-й, дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
6-й, 600-й. Обнаружена цель. 280. Удаление 60. На 5000. Сближайтесь.
You have received the target position in the BRAA format. Bearing of the contact from you, range in kilometers, its altitude in meters, as well as its aspect. Turn to the heading given by the controller. As you get closer, you can ask him for the updates as often as you want. K-13A has to be shot from behind in order to have a decent chance of destroying its target. Minimum engagement range is 900 meters. Maximum G at the time of launch cannot exceed 2. You will know that the target is locked when the tracking sound increased in volume and pitch. When you are ready, fire both missiles. Let me know when you want to move on. Very good. You achieved your first air-to-air kill. Time to learn how to use the rockets. Your O57K switch has already turned on. It also powers the rockets. On the ASP5N control panel, move the selector knob to the leftmost position. Now take a look at the long panel above and verify that the green light above 0 is illuminated. Good, that means that pods are in place. The yellow lights to the left indicate the number of rockets. The desired salvo setting switch works in all 3 positions now, allowing you to shoot 1 rocket, keep firing as long as trigger is pressed, or shoot 4 rockets with each trigger press. Now the method to use the rockets is exactly the same as with the guns. You need to set up target's wingspan and desired range. You could also use the radar to get the distance information, but I want you to use the manual version. Go ahead, contact the ground controller, intercept the target and shoot it down. I'd advise you to use salvo of 4 rockets. Also remember that while their effective range is around 1800 meters, they are more accurate on shorter distances.
Шестой. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
6-й, 600-й. Обнаружена цель. 1-1-3. Удаление 90. На 5000. Сближайтесь. 6-й, 600-й. Обнаружена цель. 1-1-3. Удаление 90. На 5000. Сближайтесь.
Шестисотый. Шестой. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
6-й, 600-й. Обнаружена цель. 1-1-6. Удаление 70. На 5000. Сближайтесь.
600-й, 6-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
6-й, 600-й. Обнаружена цель. 1, 2, 2. Удаление 45 на 5000. Сближайтесь. Шестой, 600-й. Цель рядом.
That was pretty good shooting, comrade. That concludes today's lesson, comrade. Contact Novorossiysk Tower and return to base.